Part 1. Welcome to the family. Valori Ambulance Incorporated presented itself like a shrine to patriotic delusion. The building itself squatted on the edge of an industrial park, a concrete monolith lacquered in the hues of an overzealous 4th of July parade. Red, white, and a very proprietary blue plastered every available surface. Their ambulance fleet gleamed like chrome-encrusted hymnals, each adorned with an American flag large enough to cover a small coup d'etat. Eagles, stars, stripes, and slogans were stenciled onto everything that didn't move quickly enough to escape. The official motto, embossed on plaques in the lobby and cross-stitched into corporate PowerPoints, was, "We're family here." Employees had long since translated it into its true semantic value. We reserve the right to infantilize, berate, and emotionally blackmail you with the same dexterity as your parents did. The phrase became talismanic, trotted out whenever someone complained about their hours, their pay, or the suspicious way promotions kept alighting on the shoulders of sycophants. Georgina arrived on her first morning with new shoes, a sensible notebook, and the kind of idealism that corporations like Valori consume as an amuse-bouche. She had trained as a dispatcher with earnest discipline, memorizing protocols, simulating scenarios, and teaching herself to breathe slowly while strangers hyperventilated through the phone. Her goal was not glory, but usefulness, to be that invisible hinge between crisis and salvation. The dispatch center smelled faintly of burnt coffee and industrial disinfectants, the twin perfumes of municipal necessity. A grid of gray desks bristled with monitors, headsets, and sticky notes, while fluorescent bulbs hummed with bureaucratic discontent overhead. On the far wall, a clock ticked with the erratic confidence of a drunk conductor. Martin James, operations manager, greeted her with a smile as warm as a tax audit. His handshake was dry, precise, and approximately as comforting as a stapler. Beside him, HR Representative Brian Hewson grinned in the solicitous manner of a man who had learned to weaponize geniality. "We're family here," Martin intoned as though reading scripture. "We take care of each other," Brian echoed, voice polished like a company email template. Georgina, still equipped with optimism's fragile armor, nodded. She believed them, or at least she believed that belief was the correct social response. She was good, almost indecently good. Within her first week, she fielded a call from a frantic teenager who found his father collapsed on the bathroom floor. Georgina's tone was steady, almost hypnotic, as she instructed the boy in compressions. She placed his panic into rhythm, coaxed him into counting aloud until the paramedics arrived. Later, the ER physician called the dispatch office to commend whoever the hell was on the line, crediting her with saving the man's life. Another day, a woman hyperventilating from a panic attack dialed 911, convinced she was dying. Georgina talked her back from the brink with a mixture of clinical precision and maternal cadence. When the ambulance arrived, the woman was breathing steadily enough to apologize for the trouble. Georgina didn't consider it trouble. She considered it her vocation, each voice on the line a filament she could hold and not let break. Her colleagues noticed. New hires orbited her desk as if she exuded gravity, watching the choreography of her keystrokes, the serene tilt of her head as she listened. The supervisors praised her calm under pressure. A lieutenant from the sheriff's office stopped by to shake her hand. Valori's internal newsletter printed her photo beside a caption about American spirit, reducing her competence into PR fodder. Georgina, characteristically earnest, was almost embarrassed by the attention. She didn't want to be a poster child, she wanted to be a quiet engine of good. But family, as defined by Valori Ambulance Incorporated, resembled less a nurturing household and more a reenactment of Lord of the Flies staged in cubicles. Gossip thrived like mold in the damp corners of the break room. Rumors mutated faster than bacteria on a hospital floor, metastasizing particularly around the subject of promotions. Supervisors weaponized coaching sessions as opportunities for ritualized humiliation. A single typo in a call log could blossom into a 15-minute-long monologue about personal accountability. Errors were cataloged like heirlooms passed down in gossip chains, each retelling a little sharper, a little more exaggerated. And then there was Ashton. Ashton considered himself the alpha wolf of dispatch. His supervisory style combined the subtlety of a jackhammer with the emotional intelligence of a damp rag. When irritated, He favored screaming matches punctuated by punching the back of someone's chair, a practice he believed demonstrated authority. Employees joked about wearing helmets to meetings, though only half in jest. Peer support, in Valori's warped cosmology, was handled by people like Ashton. If you confessed anxiety, burnout, or despair, Ashton might lean back in his chair, smirk, and tell you to toughen up. Sometimes he would punctuate the council with a cheerful desk punch, as if to literally beat resilience into the furniture. Yet management adored him. Martin and Brian spoke glowingly of Ashton's passion and high standards, corporate euphemisms for loud, abusive, and too legally risky to fire. The real obscenity of Valori, however, was not the gossip or the screaming, it was the invoices. Because Valori had secured a monopoly over the Tri-County area, through what can imagine was a mixture of backroom politicking, selective donations, and occult ritual, they charged whatever they pleased. A 1-mile jaunt to the hospital, no medical service provided, just the privilege of occupying a stretcher, could cost upward of $1,400. Meanwhile, the 2 EMTs performing the chauffeuring earned approximately $28 between them. The company cheerfully itemized every possible service fee: emergency apparatus deployment, community readiness surcharge, oxygen availability assurance. In practice, patients paid for a ride in a glorified Uber, while EMTs pocketed pennies more than minimum wage. The disconnect bred a culture of corrosive cynicism. EMTs laughed darkly about gold-plated mileage. Dispatchers muttered about platinum-tier stretchers. Between calls, employees amused themselves by lampooning patients' maladies, reciting gallows humor with the zeal of trench poets. Georgina, whose original intent had been to help, found herself caught between admiration for her craft and disgust at the machinery that surrounded it. Her complaints began modestly. She raised an eyebrow at Ashton's theatrics, wrote a tactful email to Brian about workplace civility. She mentioned, almost apologetically, that gossip was undermining morale. The responses were uniformly soporific. "We'll look into it. Thank you for bringing this to our attention. We are committed to a healthy workplace." Martin and Brian wielded these phrases like amulets, muttering them with the weary cadence of men who had discovered the incantation that kept lawsuits at bay. Nothing changed, and slowly, Georgina began to feel the rot seep inward.